you have the way of beauty. All right, so just to draw all these things to a close. Which one is the right way? Yes. Yes. Okay, so that this gets at this point that it depends. It's okay to say it depends. It's not good to say it depends. Everything depends, because on what would that depend? But some things do depend. When we're talking about how to do something, we can say that things depend. So sometimes it's best, and by best I mean it's most effective, for engaging in a rigorous philosophical, theological debate about the meaning of terms, about the structure of an argument, and about the necessary conclusion that must follow. That works sometimes. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it actually will push away. Sometimes it's good just to be a witness in the sense of live your life in such a way where people, and this is the way that Bishop Barron has put it in many of his videos, that people say, what's going on there? And the classic example he uses, and it's a perfect example, is Mother Teresa, right? So people who may have no interest in truth as truth, see Mother Teresa and see what she's doing, and it generates a question at the very least of what is that and how is that possible? And so that can work as well. You can live your life in such a way so that it invites people to ask, what in the world gives you the strength to do things that otherwise appear to be very hard to do? Why aren't you gossiping? Why aren't you taking advantage of this person who would be easy to take advantage of and would help you advance in your career? Everybody else would do it. Why aren't you stealing in small amounts when no one cares and no one even notices and everybody else is doing it? Why are you being nice to the person at the DMV who's not nice to you? That's the hardest one. That one's really hard. Right? But so people watch each other and say, that was odd. Have a great day to the person who just didn't look at you in the eyes for 30 minutes. Well, it's possible. You say, well, how? How's that? So that sometimes works, but sometimes it's not enough, or sometimes it's not the right way. So there's also the way of beauty. And again, to draw on Bishop Barron, he tells a story of, I can't remember the name of the window, it's in the Cathedral of Notre Dame in France. But that window has had tremendous power over him. There's a window that basically depicts all of Christian reality in a really succinct way, in a really beautiful way. And the way he tells it is that it's arresting. It stops people in their tracks and it draws into themselves. And what does it draw into? Well, it draws into something that's real, and that's why it is arresting. Things that are artificial. Think about pop music, for example. Pop music is not arresting. You get tired of it. I get tired of it. The Kiki song. I actually listened. You heard the Kiki song? Kiki?
Yeah, he has a video. We'll show you. Yeah.
Yes. So, that song, the first time I heard it, I was like, yeah. And then I actually listened to the whole thing because my kids started listening. I thought, well, I better check.
Yeah.
I better listen to this thing. First of all, it's not a good message.
Yeah.
Second of all, I'm like, this is boring. Like if I had to listen to this for 20 minutes, I'd go insane.
You can't
loop it.
Yeah.
You can't loop it, right? So that's one of the good tests of whether or not something's truly beautiful is, does it draw in and point to something that's real and durable? So the pop music or pop whatever usually is that way by definition because it's meant for consumption so that you consume something again. It's meant to, it's like sugar highs, right? That you need to just keep feeding. So beauty can work if it's truly something beautiful, and of course there's how many thousands of books written on the topic of beauty, but the basic idea holds. And this is what I want to end with. On the one hand, there are different ways, and prudence will dictate which way is best. But what I want to avoid is saying, you know what, I'm a truth guy. I'll let other people do the goodness and the beauty. Or I'm the beauty guy. Or gal, whatever, and I'll let the other people deal with the goodness and the truth. No. That's when things start to really fall apart, is when the prudential becomes an actual underlying reality, so that I am primarily, I love making arguments, but I never do anything charitable. and I have no appreciation for beauty whatsoever. I keep my head down. I live in my thoughts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or somebody who just effuses about the beauty but can't make a coherent argument to save their life, right? That's dangerous. Or goodness detached from truth. Look at how merciful this person is. Look at all the good things that this person is doing, but are they actually just? Something that gets caught up here is when we talk about really complex social issues, for example, like homelessness or any other issue, right? And one of the dangers is to say, well, we'll just think about goodness detached from truth. We're not going to actually think through these really, really complex things, and we're just going to create a bumper sticker. And either you're with the bumper sticker, you're not with the bumper sticker, and that makes you either good or evil. That's our conversation of good now is concluded, right? No. Embed the truth, the full truth in the goodness. Embed the goodness in the truth. Embed beauty in them, in all of them in beauty. So, just some things for consideration. These are all things that when I'm talking about them, I need to live them. My view is we all need to live them, starting first and foremost with me. It's really hard to do. And it's really hard to do, one, because it's a complex problem. It is the case that the world is very complex, but also because there's two, and I'll end with this. There's lots of there's 7 deadly sins, right? But one of them is pride. I would say the two for me at least are the dangers is pride and sloth, and they're wrapped up together in this really vicious snake. And sometimes I'm going up the pride coil, and sometimes I'm going up the sloth coil. And for me, at least, that makes the evangelization hard, because I think I got it. And why can't people understand this? Pride, terrible, terrible, terrible sin. Or who cares? Like, honestly, who cares? Things are going to happen the way they're going to happen. Let it go. Like, let it be. Isn't there a song about that? Let it be. So let it be. Sloth, snake. Those are the two, at least for me, those are the two pitfalls. And I encourage you to think about the other pitfalls that are in your own life and that are holding you up. So, Johnny, shall we final question? The class of Johnny?
No, I think there's a lot to digest here. For me, it's just the biggest thing was that what it struck me was we need to reclaim this bigger context that we're
absolutely.
Working in.
Yeah.
We need to be knowledgeable of this, not in a prideful way, but in a way of like, this is actually, you don't see it, but this is the structure of reality, and this is the structure of human beings.
Yeah.
And that I know that this is gonna make you the happiest, it's gonna make all of us the happiest. And because I love you, right? That's where love comes in. I want the best for you, and this is the best for you, not in an arrogant way, but it's
as an invitation.
I love you. Yeah. And
I want to show you something. I want to show you something beautiful. I want to show you. I have something so beautiful here.
Yeah.
When I remember this little anecdote. I remember when I first met my future wife then in Argentina. And there's the initial point in any relationship where it's the sort of gauging, I like him, she like me, or, there's these little signs and require interpretation, and of course there's the danger of getting it wrong, and showing that you've gotten it wrong, and then that's not pleasant, right? So at this point, we just had a phone call. I was in Buenos Aires, and I just got off the phone with her, and basically we both confessed our love for each other over the phone, and so it happened. Right, it had happened, and I remember coming out of the telecentro. They had like these shops of telephones where you go call, and I was clicking my heels. And I remember thinking, I want to shout this to the world. I didn't, probably for the best, right? But I was just overjoyed, and I wanted everybody to know, not in a sense that this is genuine happiness, and I want to share it with you. Analogously, and it's a weak analogy, but if we truly have the joy that's associated with the true claims that we believe in and seek to convey, how could you keep that to yourself, right? And I think that gets at the early apostles. You say, well, why didn't they go home and write everything down? Why were they like, whoa, give me some papyrus, right? Hold on. I need to document all of this. Yeah. And that's one of the arguments sometimes put against Christianity. Well, these decades went by before Like, that's the most obvious thing. If you saw what they saw in a way of seeing in a basic way, meaning like you actually witnessed it, how could you keep that to yourself? Wouldn't you be telling everybody what just happened and not thinking about the systematic theological categorization of everything until later? Right? So that's the evangelical impulse. It's that witness, which is good. Then make sure that the truth and the systematization and all that catches up with it, which is what I think we see in the gospel. So, to be continued.
Amen. Classes, give them a round of applause.
Oh, they didn't like me.
100%.
Even a smattering.
All right, where can we, you want to write your email if they want to email you?
Got dry.
Any questions or any maybe some further reading, some homework?
Read the Bible.
He says read the Bible.
But just the good part. It's
there it is.
Matthew, my first name Dot, my last name Petrusek. It's Petrusek at lmu.edu.
Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.